Hi folks, my name is Devon. I'd like to begin with a simple concept. What if every drink could be an ecological act, one that carries value forward? Across the Caribbean, we have incredible diversity of fruits, herbs, and botanicals. But beyond these ingredients, there is a wider network, from ecosystems and cultivation to processing, hospitality, and culture. It creates a space to share regional knowledge and provenance, to inspire new beverage concepts from what grows here, and to pioneer a way to connecting agriculture and hospitality collectively. I call this the garden to glass value chain, where value moves from landscape to experience. Two ecosystems already operate side by side. Agriculture produces high-quality ingredients, often surplus, misshapen fruits, or neglected varieties that never reach markets. Hospitality creates reliable, high-frequency consumption. These environments already rely on stable, ready-to-use formats to operate at scale. The opportunity is to bring regional ingredients into that same standard, so they don't just exist locally. They travel consistently through the glass. This is where it starts, in the garden, among herbs, flowers, and ingredients that support pollinators and the wider ecosystem. I build across this value chain, from how things grow to how they show up in the drinks. And this is where it ends, in the glass. What stood out to me is how powerful this becomes when it operates consistently. That's what led me to build a system around it. That's where the T.A.P Mobile Drink Lab comes in. It operates between farms and experiences, preparing ingredients in service-ready formats. Each step carries regional flavors into experiences people choose. It acts as a standardized bridge, repeatable across markets and built to regenerate value. Once the lab is in place, things begin to flow. Ingredients are sourced directly from growers, prepared into formats ready to serve, then brought into drinks. From there, demand builds and moves upstream, feeding back into sourcing and production. This creates a continuous link between growers and hospitality in both directions. In simple terms, it converts agricultural output into hospitality-ready formats and returns demand into agriculture. As that operational cycle grows, so does the infrastructure around it. More sourcing at the farm level, more use in hospitality, more value retained within the region. That activity strengthens quality and supply over time, and brand participation accelerates this, bringing investment earlier into sourcing, production, and growth. This creates a virtuous cycle of Caribbean hospitality, where brands, experience makers, guests, and growers all reinforce one another. Trinidad is our first anchor cluster, with strong hospitality traditions, agricultural diversity, and vibrant expressions of identity through food, drink, and carnival. The lab moves between venues on a recurring cycle, connecting, sourcing, preparation, and service. This keeps ingredients circulating while building familiarity within the venues themselves. And with each cycle, we see what works, what resonates, and refine from there. This is already in operation and ready to scale with the right partners. This is where the value chain becomes visible and measurable. We partner with brands through category-aligned participation. Entry begins at $30,000 per category over a 12-month cycle, giving partners a clear way to engage and benefit from the model. This includes brand presence, activation within hospitality, and direct connection into the lab's operating cycle. Each category becomes a defined position within the framework, creating a structured pathway for partners to grow as the model expands. As more categories participate, activity accelerates. This increases system output without increasing core infrastructure. More categories mean more drinks created, more ingredients moving, more moments captured from the garden to the final serve. This is where content, visibility, and engagement begin to scale naturally from real activity. As the model operates, it generates continuous insight on ingredient use and consumer response. This enables real-time experimentation within environments and creates a pipeline for future product development, including ready-to-drinks. At the same time, farm-level insights are captured, showing how local harvests flow through the chain and into value. Turning activity into insight across both hospitality and sourcing, and insight into measurable impact. From there, it scales through density, more categories, more activity within each location, and then expansion into new clusters across the Caribbean. This approach also extends beyond major hospitality capitals, engaging the next generation of bars in emerging and secondary markets. Because the system is already operational, it can be deployed, repeated, and adapted to new environments. Early participation positions brands within how that expansion unfolds. What we are building is lasting infrastructure, a way of connecting agriculture, hospitality, and culture into a continuous cycle. In places like Trinidad, that connection becomes visible through culture itself, where food, drink, and identity already move together naturally. Carnival is one expression of that. Diaspora is another. The Drink Lab connects these cultural moments back to agricultural value in a structured, repeatable way, so that what grows in the garden can move through hospitality into culture consistently. This is how regional ingredients become globally understood, from surplus to service to culture, through a living model that unlocks authentic Caribbean conviviality. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.